April is finally here, and with it comes a first full month of me on my new salary. And even though it's not a massive increase compared to my old salary, any raise is definitely welcome in my journey to financial independence. Hello and welcome back to my April Budget with Me video, where I will show you all my budget breakdown for the month of April, how much I'm earning, how much I'm spending, as well as some of my goals for the month. A very special welcome back to the almost quarter of y'all who are subscribed, and if you're new here, I'm Raymond, a software engineer on the path to financial independence and retiring early, and I've managed to save over $79,000 so far. If you're interested in following me on my journey, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel, so thank you so much in advance. For my 401k, I'm expecting to put in $3,021.18 into my 401k. This is a little bit of an increase. I used to be putting about $1,400, a little bit under that every single paycheck, and now I'm putting in just over $1,500-ish per paycheck. I'm expecting to be maxing out my 401k sometime around August, September, October, and after that I'll have the ability to put money into the after-tax portion of our company's retirement account, and that has its own host of benefits given the fact that our plan is actually eligible to roll over that money into a Roth IRA. This technique is often called the mega backdoor Roth, and it lets you essentially put in an additional $30,000 to $40,000 into your Roth IRA every single year, as long as you actually make that much money. Of course, I'm nowhere near maxing out my mega backdoor Roth IRA, but it is definitely a very welcome benefit for me to boost my retirement accounts. Next is my HSA contribution at $262.50. This is the same, it's unchanged from last time, but I'm also expecting my employer to put in their quarterly contribution into my HSA sometime during April. And finally, we have my paycheck, which I am expecting $3,338.82 for the month of April. This is more or less unchanged from my salary pre-raise, and this is primarily because of the fact that I'm putting most of that money that I got from the raise into my 401k instead. This is a little bit risky due to the fact that the first half of the month also includes me paying my rent and everything else, but I have more than enough money on the side in order to make up for that and to make sure that I don't go into debt just because I want to save more for my future. Let's go through my expenses, which are more or less unchanged. My rent is still at $1,717. This might go up in the next couple of months if I decide to renew my lease here and they decide to increase my rent, as they probably will, but that will come when they decide to increase my rent. Next, we have my transit at $70. I did spend a little bit more than this last month, but I'm not expecting any surprises here for this month anyways, so I'm keeping it at $70. Next is my groceries and necessities, which remains unchanged at $400. In terms of eating out, I'm still keeping it at $50 even after that whole fiasco of almost spending double that amount for the second half of the month for March. That was a more or less one-time thing, and I'm not expecting any additional surprises here either, in a similar way to my transit budget. Finally, we have miscellaneous purchases, which I'm keeping at $200. I don't think I have any expenses or anything that I plan to buy for the month of April, but just in case this exists here, and if not, this will go towards some of my longer term wants. Finally, let's take a look at some of the updates and my plans for April in terms of career and money. First off, I have my final interview scheduled for one of the internal roles at my employer scheduled for this Friday. It was actually supposed to be done last Friday, but something came up, and so they had to push it out by a week. Passing this interview will mean that my trajectory of FIRE will be very, very different, and I'm really excited to see how that goes. I also have one interview that's kind of lined up externally, but that one has been in limbo for so long that I'm pretty sure it's more or less a washout at this point. I'm also expecting to be spending some money out of my travel fund for the first time in a hot minute for that event that I mentioned that is coming up in July. This will mostly be plane tickets as well as splitting the hotel room with some of my friends who are also going, so I'm expecting to be pulling quite a bit of money out of here, although I will not be draining the amount that I currently have saved inside my travel fund. And finally, I am super excited to get that net worth update video out sometime this week, because looking at the numbers, we are so close to $100,000 saved in my primary accounts, although it might take a little bit longer before I actually hit $100,000 in terms of net worth, just due to all the debt that I have. But in any case, those are my updates and budget for the month of April. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit that like button, and I'll see you all in the next video.